And Lauren, we have a special guest joining us right now.
We really do. Joining us is Brynn Goedel from Tusky Valley. Christian, I remember it was November 14th, and I said something to you because there was a traffic camera notice that there was an issue down around Columbus. And I said, my goodness, I don't know what happened, but there's something really serious going on. And I remember you coming to me shortly after our show ended and telling me I was Tusky Valley's bus. And Brynn joining us was probably one of the most seriously injured survivors of that crash. And we are so happy you're joining us this morning, Brynn. Looking beautiful as ever. Love that smile. Your smile, that's the one thing that I've noticed is so infectious. Brynn, we're so glad to have you this morning.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, we wanted to check in on you and see how you are doing, how the recovery process is going. I know this is one of those stories that after it happened, it was like it showed and displayed the best of the best in our community. Everybody rallying around you guys and really lifting you up. And I followed your story. I was lucky enough to be a part of the Facebook group that, was updating and showing us your progress. And we kind of got to cheer you on from the background. But it was so great to see you making the strides that you did. You had some very serious injuries.
Yes. So the great things that came out of this accident was really just the community all coming together and supporting one another, and like all the benefits that are going on, and the Trojan Foundation, they really have helped my family and I'm sure other families. And about my injuries, I did have many injuries. I had like my clavicle broken. I had some rib fractures. I had a bunch of pelvic fractures, which are healing very nicely now, which is great. And my sacrum split and went up to my spinal cord. So I had to get surgery on that pretty fast that day. But there's a bunch of hardware in there, but I did do well with the surgery, and I'm healing very nicely. So I'm excited about it.
Well, we are so glad to see you. Like I said, talking to Brynn Goedel from Tusky Valley, one of the most seriously injured in that bus crash, 6 weeks in the hospital, and now you are doing rehabilitation outpatient, correct?
Yes.
What was it like for you? Because I'm going to be honest, Christian knows I'm a crier. So when I saw those signs that said, welcome home, Brynn, and we saw you coming home a few weeks ago, it was like, it meant the world to everybody. Because, it was like this sign of, she's moving forward. She's making progress. She's doing awesome. What was that like for you coming home for the first time?
It was kind of crazy because when I went through, like, even in like Canton area, I saw some signs. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I went through like Zor and Bolivar because that's where like Tusky is located and where most people from our district are living. And I went through the town, and by like all the stores even and houses, there were signs everywhere. Like every time I went by a house, there was a sign or two even. And it was just really nice seeing all of those signs and all the support from everyone. And then some even like signs I've never seen before because I was in the hospital and I couldn't see them. And I went through and saw all those. And then I came home, and my neighbors had put up like welcome home signs on like the telephone poles on the way to my house on my road, which was really nice. And I had a welcome home sign on my garage door, which was really like, I kind of got emotional because I was like I haven't been home in so long, and it just kind of felt weird to be coming home because I stayed in the hospital for quite a while, but it was really nice.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing. Like you said, when the accident happened, the kids who weren't harmed, they were home that night. They came home that night, and they had the vigil at the football stadium. And you obviously you had to stay for 6 weeks before you could even go home. I mean, obviously going through the surgery and things like that. But what was that experience like being like not 2 hours away from home, but still not being able to go home with your bandmates and having to stay there and had to wait for your parents to show up?
Yes, it was kind of scary at first because I went to the hospital and I was like, oh my gosh, we're in Columbus. We're 2 hours away from home. When are my parents going to come and see me? Yeah, but they got there like quicker than I thought. I was conscious, but I like couldn't really comprehend things because I did not know what was going on at the time. Yeah. And they came, and I saw them right before surgery, which was really nice. And I also just it was nice having them there before surgery, because if I would have went into surgery without them there, I would not have liked that, and I kind of would have felt alone.
Mhm.
And yeah.
I had watched several interviews of you, Bryn, previous, when you talked about the day of the accident, you knew that God was with you and that you definitely had somebody watching over you. And I know when you were in the hospital, you actually got to meet the gentleman who pulled you from the bus. What was that like, being able to meet him and just, I mean, he was a complete stranger and neither of you started your day knowing that your paths would cross. But I do believe that people are put in your life for a reason. And certainly we know what his, was his path in your life. But what was it like to meet him?
It was really we so I was in the hospital and he came into my room and we both just started crying. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I don't remember seeing his face, but I
Mhm.
remember seeing something blue. Maybe it was like his jeans or his shirt, but he was very, very strong, and we just kind of talked and asked how he was doing, and we just kind of talked for a while, but it was really, really nice seeing him, and he is my hero, and I don't think I would have gotten off the bus if it wasn't for him and the other helpers. One of the helpers were Mr. Tripp and a volunteer Kim, and they did really well helping everyone get out of the bus in time. So it
Yeah,
was really
absolutely.
nice seeing him.
I'm so glad that you got to reunite with him. You also got to see the bus driver once you came back up here. You were in Columbus for a little while, but am I wrong? You ended up transferring up here to Akron Children's, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you actually got to meet Mr. Wagler, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I would imagine that coming from something like this, you guys have all formed somewhat of a bond that's
Mhm.
will never be broken. This is something that we share. We don't know it the way that you do, but we definitely our hearts are still with and will always be with the Tusky Valley community and with you, Bryn, of course. I want to make sure that we have enough time to mention there's something very special coming up. This has been a long road for you and your family. Your parents have been by your side through all of this, and obviously with that comes some financial setbacks for the family, some expensive medical bills, different things like that. And there's been a benefit that I know that they've been planning for some time that is this weekend already. It is here. I remember when I first got the information for it, I'm like, my goodness, this is a ways away, but my goodness, did it come quick as ever? And it is this weekend. If you're watching right now on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, we have the information up for you on our screen. This is a benefit for Bryn and her family happening at Tusky Valley Elementary School. And for those in that community, know it as the old high school. Starts at 4 o'clock. And I did notice, Bryn, people can order food and do the drive through, correct? Like if they're not able to come in and do the benefit, they can still help support. And that's another way that they can do that, correct?
Yes, the drive-through starts at 3:30 p.m. and the doors will open at 4.
Awesome. Bryn, we have some people on Facebook that are sending you some love. Shelly Keck, Melissa Waller, Rhonda Caldwell says she's so happy that you're doing well. It is so lovely to see your face. I will tell you, I know that several people have commented about how infectious you are and how, even before this, just being a member of the band, just a part of your personality was just to be so upbeat. And I see how that personality is helping you through all of this and your recovery. And we're so glad to see you, Bryn. Thank you so much for taking time to join Christian and I. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you all, and I'm so excited for the benefit on Saturday and to see everyone that I haven't seen in a while. And I want to thank everyone that has supported me through this journey and for the benefit for all the raffle items donated and everything. And I also want to say that we're getting an addition added on to our house. And I just want to thank HRN Construction, TBT Trucking, Gates Masonry, and Heartland Developments. They have really put together, there's a great team of people, and I'm super excited for the addition. And I just want to remember the lost ones that are not with us today. And I know that they're watching over me and helping me heal, and just everyone that was involved in the accident. So thank you guys.
You're very welcome,
Absolutely.
Bryn. Our hearts are with you and the entire Tusky Valley community. We hope it's an amazing benefit this weekend.
Thank you so much.